A story about when Jesus came to a rich man's house named Simon. Now, Jesus used to eat at different people's houses, and he decided to come to a rich man's house named Simon. And there's big columns in the house and fancy curtains.
Wow, rich.
Please. Yeah, that's Simon. Okay. Here's Simon sitting on his fancy couch.
Simon's floating.
Yeah, he's kind of floating.
Put him down further on the floor.
No, he's supposed to sit on his couch.
No, the table's floating.
Oh, the table's
That's
floating.
what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry.
There we go.
All right, I didn't want the table to float
He's
away.
got a stone floor.
Okay, there. How's that? Is that better? Okay. All right. Okay. And where's Jesus?
I'm rich.
No, not that Jesus. Yeah, that Jesus.
I'm rich.
Okay. Yeah, Simon's rich, and Jesus came to his house to eat dinner. And when people came to fancy houses to eat dinner, lots of people would try to sneak in and look around and see what people were eating. And while they were eating dinner, when Jesus came in and Simon started giving him food, while they were eating dinner, somebody snuck in. Now, Emma doesn't have a piece, right? Somebody sneaks in. And from behind the pillars, a woman came in, and she didn't say a word, but she was crying, and she began washing the feet of Jesus with her tears. Yeah. It was, and you know, it creeped Simon out. And when she was washing the feet of Jesus with her tears, and then drying his feet with her hair, and Simon thought to himself, doesn't Jesus know that this is an evil woman? He shouldn't be even letting her touch him. And Jesus knew what Simon was thinking. So Jesus said to Simon, Simon, I want to tell you a story. There were two men, and they both owed a lender, somebody who lends money. They were debtors. That's what people who owe money are called, debtors. And people who lend the money, they're called lenders. And one man owed an awful lot of money, maybe $500. And the other man owed just a little bit of money, maybe $50. But you know, neither of the men could afford to pay back the money. The one who owed $500, he couldn't afford to pay back the money. The one who owed only $50, he couldn't afford to pay back the money. So what do you think the lender did? Anybody can guess? What did the lender do?
He killed him.
No. Sometimes somebody might have done that. What the lender did was that he... Yes.
You can go on.
Okay. The lender said, you know, neither of you have the money to pay me back, so I'm going to forgive both.
One said, forgive and forgive.
Forgive
Other one
and
said,
forgive.
since neither of y'all could afford to give me this back, I'm going to take everything that y'all owe.
Well, some people might do that. But this lender said, you know, I'm just going to forgive you. And so he told this story to Simon, and then he asked Simon a question. He said, Simon, he says, between the two people who owed money, between the one who owed $500 and the one who owed only $50, the one who owed a lot and the one who owed just a little, which do you think loved the lender
Where
more?
were you? The one that was
That's right. The one who owed more loved more because he was forgiven more. And that's what happened.
I let you right
And Simon started thinking about that.
I'm open.
Simon started thinking about that. And you know what Jesus said to Simon? He said, Simon, he says, I know what you think of this woman. He says, but when I came in, you didn't give me any water to wash my feet. And you didn't give me any oil to put on my head or clean me. But as the minute this woman came in, even though she's an awful sinner, and Simon didn't think he was much of a sinner, even though she was an awful sinner, she was so sorry for all of her sins that she just began weeping and crying and washing the feet of Jesus with her tears and drying his feet with her hair. And he said to Simon, Simon, because she loved much, she knew that she needed to be forgiven for a lot. And he turned to the woman and he said, woman, thy sins are forgiven. And you know, that's just like Jesus. Some of us may think that we have just a few sins. And some of us may think, well, we might have a lot of sins. But we all have sin. And we all need to be forgiven by who?
By Jesus.
By Jesus. It doesn't matter whether we have a few sins. I think probably those of us who think we have a few probably have a few more than we think. And those of us have a lot, we just know we need to be forgiven. I think sometimes when you're young, you may not think you have a lot of sins, but Jesus died for all of our sins. You missed it out. You missed it. Okay. Now, who wants to tell this story again?
Me? I didn't listen because I was
Okay.
here and I was the one giving I didn't get to see the story.
Well, no.
That's why you can't
That's
tell
here.
it.
You have to be here.
Because
Okay.
you don't know
I knew
it.
we all
Let
told
me
us
put
to
these
do
in
that.
order.
There's only one person that was here for the whole story, and that's Emma.
And me.
And Danny, you were
And
here
then-
for the whole story?
Yes.
All right, so you can both go.
Okay.
No, wait. Oh, we can both tell half of it.
Well, or you can take
No, we
turns.
should, yeah, like we'll
All
take
right.
turns.
Put them in order.
Okay.
Let me put
I
them
don't
in.
have to.
You just hold. You can just hold it. Okay. All right.
But when you
Okay.
tell
I'm
the
gonna-
story, hold on, listen, Emily. Stand aside. and
Yeah, so
then-
we can
So
see.
don't stand in front, or no one can see.
So,
Side.
Simon he was rich, and he was going, and Jesus was going to come over to his house to eat. This is
Okay.
Simon, sitting on the couch, sitting on his very expensive couch.
Yes. Thanks.
And so Jesus came and ate. He's taking the book beside that. Oh, Elijah! Okay. And so they were eating, and sometimes people like to sneak in while they're eating and just watch them. But this is nice. And then this.
There's a lady there.
And there's a girl
Ooh.
that sneaked in and was very quiet and was weeping and just came in and washed Jesus' feet with her. But there are tears.
Why was she crying?
Because she had a lot of sins.
Because she had a lot of sins.
Oh, dear.
And then Simon was thinking like, Jesus, why would you let her rub your feet? She sins a lot and she's a bad person. Well, but
Do you think Jesus cares about that?
no, but Jesus
Because-
read his mind still.
Yes.
And he was thinking, Simon, I need to tell you a story. And so here's a person that owes about $500,000. And here's a person who owes about $50,000.
Now, how is the one that owes a lot of money, how is that like the woman? And the one that owes a little money, how is that like Simon?
Well, this woman has a lot of sins, and so
Ah.
she owes a lot of money. And Simon doesn't know it, but he has a lot of sins.
But he thinks he has just a
And he
little.
thinks he's
He
just
thinks
perfect.
that he just has
Yeah.
just
this
a little
much.
But
Yeah.
he really could have this much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
That's
true.
very good.
Very
That's
And
good.
everybody thinks, some people think that they have a lot of sins
Uh-huh.
or a little bit of sins. But
And
sometimes,
who loves Jesus more?
Well, they love the lady that's washing his
Because-
feet because when Simon and them walked in and they had
when
dinner,
Jesus walked
he never offered Jesus to wash his feet or to
or
wash
oil
his
his
face
hair or some
hair.
water,
But right when this lady walked in, she came and washed Jesus' feet with her
Wow.
tears.
Nice.
and then so there's a pay that gave two guys money. One gave him about $500.
Uh-huh.
Another one gave about
$50.
$50. And so they couldn't pay him back, so the person that gave him the money just said, hey, just forget it. It's alright.
That's good.
And
it's just like Jesus, because he forgives and forgives your sins. That's why he died on
and
the cross.
yeah.
I like the way you guys team.
Cool, that was great.
Really good team teaching.
That was really great. Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Okay, now everybody knows the story. Okay,
How was it?
so let's take a look at the pictures up here now.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have two debts. Who wants to read this? Okay.
Okay. One
Debtor.
debtor owed 500
Pence, that's how it pennies, yeah.
So I'll just say pennies.
Yeah.
Another
Oh,
debt
debtor.
debtor owed 50 pennies. How much more did the first debt the person owe?
Okay. Emma?
Oh, 500 minus 50 would equal
450! That's right! 450! Okay, let's see the next question. All right, let's fill in the blanks. Oh, this is kind of hard to read. Okay, it said, Jesus was invited to the what of Simon? Yes, Jalen.
The house.
was invited to what of Simon?
It's one of these words up here.
The
One of these
house.
words here.
The house. House.
Okay, let's see if that's correct.
Jesus.
Is that what you think, Jalen?
Yes.
All right, let's see. The
The
house!
Hey,
The house!
You have to wait for it to be
Okay,
your
all right, Emma's next. Okay, sit down, Jalen.
This is an easy
Okay,
way to
all right, the next one is a woman.
Homework.
A woman anointed the what of Jesus?
But it isn't anointed me washed.
Washed, yes.
She washed the feet of Jesus.
Let's see if you're right. The feet of Jesus. That's right. Okay, who wants to go next?
Me.
Okay, okay. April, you have to get off the bike. Okay, the third question is: two debtors owed. What does it say? Oh yeah, two debtors owe a creditor. A creditor. What did they owe the creditor?
money.
Money. You're right. Okay. Okay. All right. Next question is scale. Maybe some of you know where this is. Many sins, but a person is sorry. Few sins, but a person is not sorry. So actually, even though they have few sins, it's heavier, much heavier. Many sins.
Why is it heavier?
It's heavier because they don't.
Because
Because
they're not sorry.
they're not sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Okay. Why is it other side lighter? Even though there's more sins.
Okay.
Danny?
Many sins, but I'm sorry. Because people make lots of sins, but they're forgiven, so that's why it's lighter.
Uh-huh.
It's making it light like
But if you
this.
have only one sin and you're not sorry?
It makes it heavier because it grows bigger and bigger
Yeah.
until you don't every day.
Okay.
Okay, can I go?
Yes. Please.
Okay, so it's this side's lighter because, and even though he has more sins, because he's sorry and like that's kind of like saying you forgive my sins.
And you're forgiven.
And you're forgiven. But this, the lighter one, he doesn't know he has sins, but he does.
Yes.
And he thinks he's not sorry about anything because
Yes.
he thinks he has no sins and he's all.
It's like the story.
It's like the story.
Like he's all bad with things.
Yeah.
And so he has a lot of sins, but he's not sorry for them.
Exactly. So how is it like the story?
It's like the story
Oh, sorry.
because the other person he doesn't-
Simon?
Yes, Simon.
We can see it now. I'm rich.
Uh-huh.
Simon.
We can sit down now.
Okay, everybody sit down.
Yeah,
Everybody
okay.
sit down
Sit
now.
down.
Okay, so Simon thought that he didn't have no sins. No sins. Because,
So he was like which side?
yeah, so,
Which side was Simon?
the one cube.
Okay,
And
one
like-
cube and not sorry.
And Simon thought that he didn't have no sins.
Right.
So
And sometimes when we think we don't have any sins, we think we don't need to be sorry.
he thinks that he's always perfect.
That he's good, yeah. Okay, Emily?
Oh, it's like a story because the girl that was actually very sorry, that was crying because of she had so much sins, came and did stuff for Jesus. But Simon, who thinks he had no sins, he didn't do nothing for Jesus, and he thought he was all that with sin.
That's right.
It's like one of the verses in our books, in our starter zones, Emma.
Yeah.
What verse is that?
It was like nobody's perfect. No, there's not even one person.
Yeah.
That's right.
God.
Yes.
Except
right.
for God and Jesus.
Yes.
That's
No one without
oh.
sin. No, not one.
Okay.
Except for God.
Now,
Yeah.
anybody know how to rap?
Oh, rap. Oh.
Okay. Okay.
All
Everybody
right,
get ready.
Daryl's going to try to do a rap
All right.
about our story.
All right.
You have to ask him. He's going to try to look like a rapper. Come on, Daryl.
Jesus. 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 Jesus.
Jesus.
Get ready. A Pharisee named Simon had Jesus come over for dinner to eat perhaps something left over. So being a man of much morality, Simon didn't really show much hospitality. So the woman barged in and washed Jesus' feet, while Simon was caught up in his own conceit. When there's a woman was dinner, and somebody could feed her. Somebody Simon thought Jesus shouldn't get near. And Jesus turned to Simon, very special way, told the story called an allegory. Two men owed money to a certain lender. One owed 500, he was a big spender. The other owed 50, but neither could pay back. And their debt from giving their back. Which of these two do you suppose you love more? Would it be Simon or that woman on the floor? The one who owed more, Simon replied, not understanding what Jesus implied. You had judged it correctly. Simon said, you did not pour oil on my head, nor wash my feet when I came in. But this woman did, this woman of sin. So I tell you, woman, your sins have been forgiven. Before you were dead, but now you're even living. Those who are little made nothing Christ the body. The real problem may just be that they are filled with pride. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Woo! All right.
Rapper hero.
That was my rap.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
It's just a person. Oh,
Okay.
I like it. Wait, is it crafting?
Okay, before you do your raps, let's do your prizes.
Oh, yay! And I got a prize for yesterday.
Everybody